Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm talking about thoracic kyphosis. Okay, what this is a rounded mid-back. Okay, this can result in issues with your neck, with your shoulder. I've been covering some of this stuff before, but you can see it. If I'm tipped forward here, my head, I'll be looking at the floor. So if I'm trying to look up and see what's going on, I'm jamming up all these tissues in the back side of my neck. That can cause mechanical neck pain, radiating pain down the arms. My shoulders are tipped into a forward position. This is a weak position. It's decreasing the range of motion in my shoulder. I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of problems. Also low back pain. If you feel the musculature in your low back when you're standing up tall, it should be nice and soft, turned off. If I'm rounded through my mid-back, I'm putting those muscles on stretch, I'm lengthening it, and they're active. So this is a great way to cause low back pain if you want it. Another thing that can happen is when this posture is sustained over time, the bones in your spine will actually deform and change shape. So instead of them being nice sort of cube shapes, they can form into a wedge, because in this rounded position I'm compressing the front side of each vertebrae. So if I'm hunched forward, okay, all those vertebrae are being compressed in the front side. This isn't good because your vertebrae has something called trabeculae, which are cross beams basically inside of the bone that give it rigidity and stability. And there are fewer of these at the front side of the vertebrae, and that's the part that's being compressed with this posture. So what happens then is these bones can actually change shape, and now we have a physical change which makes it even harder to get yourself upright and tall. So we want to prevent this before it happens. If you notice, or if someone has said to you before, you really need to work on your posture, or if you've seen maybe someone took a picture of you and you're kind of drooping forward, this is something you need to become very aware of, and you want to make some positive changes. So I'm going to show you guys how to mobilize your thoracic spine. It's a really easy stretch and it feels quite comfortable. We're going to be laying down on the floor. So if this is my problem, I want to do the exact opposite for the stretch, which is going to be to open up the front side of the chest. Okay, so to do this, I'm going to lay down on my back with my legs up on the table. Stage one for this stretch is just laying down on the floor, and we covered this one in the previous video. So my legs are supported. I'm going to have my palms up to the ceiling. I'm just going to move my arms up until I feel a nice, gentle stretch across the front of my chest. Okay, and while I'm doing this, I want to try to pin my shoulders to the floor, which is going to be then extending my thoracic spine, getting me out of this kind of rounded position. This is the exact opposite. Okay, that's stage one. So once this is a piece of cake, you're not really feeling much of a stretch anymore, we're going to raise the stakes. And the way you can do that is by either rolling up a towel or getting a narrow pillow, and this is going to go underneath your thoracic spine, okay? So put that down, get into position, and so now I'm opening up my thoracic spine even more, and you may be able to see that in the video. So instead of being rounded forward, it's opened right up again, palms to the ceiling. I'm pinching my shoulder blades together so my shoulders are down to the floor, and I'm moving my arms up until I feel a nice big stretch across the front of the chest. And this is a stretch you should be hanging out for a minimum of 2 minutes, ideally 5 minutes each day. So what we want to do now is pair that mobilization with a strengthening exercise. And the strengthening exercise, we're going to use a contraction of all the musculature in the backside of your shoulder blades. Okay? So we've now stretched out these tissues in the front of the chest so we can stand up nice and tall. The way to strengthen them is to pinch the shoulder blades together, lock out your elbows, and then steer your thumbs backwards. And while you're doing this, you should feel that musculature get really nice and tight. So I'm pinching the shoulder blades back, locking out the elbows, steering my thumbs backwards. Do that 10 times with a 5-second hold. When that gets easy, 10 times with a 10-second hold. So give that a try, and let me know how it goes.